Today on the Freemasonry Report, several types of brothers you'll find in the Freemason Lodge when you attend. I hope you enjoy. Hello, my brothers. This is the Freemasonry Report, and today we're going to be talking about the several types of brothers that you'll find when you go to a Freemason Lodge. And these are just personalities that I've come across over the course of my years of going to Freemason Lodges, and I want to share them with you. Now, right off the bat, I want to say all brothers are equal, and we're all brothers in the eyes of God. I just found some personalities that stood out to me, and I wanted to share that with you today. And if you're a new brother or an older brother, you just take this as something to consider the next time you go to lodge. I'm not saying there's one brother that's better than another. We're all equal. With that being said, let's get started. The first brother that I always see that I show up to lodge is a brother that's the mountain climber. Yes, the mountain climber is a brother that is going through the chairs and wants to become the district deputy grand master and hopefully on the grand line of the Grand Lodge one day in the future. This brother is very savvy, very well spoken, very sharp, very clean, is always prepared to help out, volunteer, and stay proactive. Even when things are not in the best of spirits, he's always the most positive man in the room because he wants to one day be the leader of the lodge. But because he is a mountain climber, once he becomes a leader of the lodge, he's going to move on and climb the next mountain. Might be becoming the district deputy grand master or the district instructor or the president of the Masonic district or whatever title it is in your area, where he can take that next step. And when he takes that next step, he will move forward very, very rapidly after he's achieved the first step. And he's one of the brothers that you will hear about moving up the line because he's always looking for the angle to get to the next level. Now, keep in mind, my brothers, it's important that we have brothers like that because we need men to lead our fraternity. And having mountain climbers in our fraternity is actually a good thing. Now, I know some of you might be like, oh no, we can't have that. That's not good at all. But no, it's actually very good because we need men that are inspired, have vision, have ideas, and that want to get back to our fraternity and want to climb those mountains to make our fraternity great. The next brother that I want to bring up in lodge is a brother that's never dressed appropriately. Yeah. Now, this can go either way. If you're a overalls type of a lodge, blue jeans, and you're definitely backwoods, very casual, this is a brother that would show up in a tuxedo. Yeah, let's just put that out there. On the flip side, if you're very tuxedo oriented, everyone wears very nice dark suits, and this brother shows up in a pair of sandals, flip-flops, cut shorts, very underdressed for the occasion. This is the extreme for the other extreme. So there is kind of a normal culture inside of your blue lodge of what is appropriate in clothing, but this brother somehow negates all of it, and he is always showing up and he's underdressed or way overdressed for the situation. Now, keep in mind, there is sort of a casual, business casual type of look that meets the middle ground, and I know myself have at times wore a pair of blue jeans in a more formal affair, and it felt out of place. And at the same time, I wore a pair of blue jeans and a nice sport coat, and I was fitting in just fine. So you need to kind of figure out, am I that guy today? Because there's been times in my Masonic career where I was that guy. The next brother that you'll find at lodge is the Grumpy Past Master. Oh yes, every lodge and every district has a Grumpy Past Master. There's actually a Facebook group dedicated to the Grumpy Past Masters, and their actual term is a humph. And they only let other past masters come and join them. So that is something that's definitely out there. A Grumpy Past Master is someone that has a lot of experience and tenure in the lodge. He shows up to a lot of the meetings. He isn't always the happiest brother in the room because he felt during my year it was done better the way I did it. But the thing about that is, every new year, it's like a new chapter of a book, and there's new leaders that are coming into place. They're going to do things their way, and he is seen as being grumpy, is seen as being a little bit not going with the flow for that given year, and that's where the Grumpy Past Master comes from. Are you a Grumpy Past Master? If you are, add it to the insights below in whatever channel you might be viewing in. Thanks. Another brother that I see a lot is the know-it-all. The know-it-all is a brother that literally knows it all. Every degree knows it. Every little piece of history of the Masonic fraternity knows it. He knows stuff that even the most tenured historian of numerous great organizations of our fraternity don't even know about. This general brother will come in and sort of come to you and sell you that your ring is pointed the wrong direction and it belongs the other direction, and he knows where to find it in the Masonic Digest or bylaws of your Grand Lodge. And he knows where you can find it in all the other jurisdictions as well. And he knows where you can find it in the Bible. And he knows where you can find it in the Kabbalah. And he can point those things out. This person is the general know-it-all. He is a gentleman that will come up to you and correct you. And sometimes it's very good to have that correction if you're doing lodge floor work, to have someone sort of take the time and care about you and say, hey, you didn't do it the right way. Some people are know-it-alls, and that's fine. Our fraternity needs all types of men, and I actually like to have an educated brother because I can learn a lot from them. But at the same time, I always question, when I run into that know-it-all, are they talking from a place of education, or are they just making something up? Another brother that you'll see is the veteran. I personally love the veterans. Anytime I have a chance to talk with a law enforcement official, former military, those men have been through it all and they have such good stories, and they're a joy to be in lodge with. Now, these personality styles aren't supposed to be negative stereotypes. A lot of them are positive. And you know what? I have mad props and mad respect for anyone that served our country in any capacity, even if it's a firefighter. Those veterans really make a difference in our fraternity and bring such a unique perspective. Anytime I can sit down and talk to them over dinner, I love it. These brothers will come in and they'll wear their military emblems on their lapel pin. They'll tell you stories about being in the Marines. They'll tell you stories about going to different places. I had a conversation where one was a fighter pilot and he was telling me stories from World War II. It was the coolest thing ever. Veterans are awesome and they are in our lodge. And if you're a person watching this video for the first time, you're not a Freemason, there's a lot of veterans in our lodge and you fit right in if you are a veteran. Another personality style that I see coming into lodge quite often that's interesting is a brother that wants to make an impact during the meeting. Yeah, there's always a brother like this, and he's the one that will stand up and he will say something, even if it doesn't make any sense. He just wants to stand up and say something. He wants to have his name in the minutes of saying something, and good for him, because we need to encourage brothers to show up and actually say something and be active. And that's something that I've always found to be interesting, because you have a brother that comes in and they want to make an impact. And I know I'm one of those brothers. I'm right here. See this hand going up? I am that guy. I am the brother that likes to make an impact. If there's a charitable cause and someone needs to have a second, I'm standing up. If there's a charitable cause happening, I'm the one standing up. My year as master, I came up with a hurricane relief fund because I wanted to make an impact. And I have no problem standing up and doing that. So I fall in that category. You could look at me, you could even say, because I'm doing the Freemasonry Report, I'm the brother that wants to make an impact and stand up and say something. I'm doing it on YouTube and I'm doing it on blogs. So yeah, I'm hook, line, and sinker. This is me. The next brother that I want to bring up that you go to lodge and you see is a brother that is, I call the smoker crowd. You go to lodge and they have a cigar in their hand before lodge starts. They're smoking their cigar, smoking their pipe, smoking the cigarette, talking off to the side. And it's just like you could tell them a mile away. And they hang out either at the front porch, in the back area. They have a spot, and it's just who they are. And they're the outside crew, and they're the stone kickers, and they have a lot of great ideas. I personally enjoy hanging out with the cigar group because it gives me a chance to connect with a different crowd. I don't smoke personally, but they do smoke. And if you do like smoking a cigar, there's a lot of men in Freemasonry that do enjoy smoking a good cigar. These are men that are actually quite intelligent, will have an interesting conversation before or after lodge, and they have no problem taking their time and really enjoying that cigar or that pipe or that cigarette or whatever they're smoking. I know some men are vaping these days. Our brothers, there's just a group there that they show up. The first thing they want to do is pop out their cigar case, or they show off the square and compass on their vapor or on their pipe, and they go to town. They just love every minute of it. Another brother that you see show up on a regular basis, it's a brother that's just literally showing up for the fellowship. Yes. This brother will show up not because he really has any interest in any lodge business that's me happening at any open meeting. He just wants to come to hang out with the brothers. It's his guys' night out. And because of that, he's going to enjoy every minute of it. He's going to be literally the first brother there. Sometimes if your lodge meeting starts at 7, he'll be there at 5 hanging out. If there's a committee meeting, he'll listen in the committee meeting, not really have anything interesting to say about it, but he'd be like, hey, after this, you want to play some cards? Hey, after this, you want to go out and check out a place? Hey, after this, you want to get together and maybe go catch a movie? He's that brother that just lives for the fellowship, and we need to embrace those brothers, because those brothers are the lifeblood of our fraternity, because they come in and they want to be there, and we need to have the bodies there. We need to have the brothers that just want to have the fellowship, because it's good to have our brothers hang out. It's good to want to hang out after a lodge meeting closes and before a lodge meeting opens. I know myself, when I had a newborn baby, lodge, the Scottish Rite meeting, was my guys' night out. I would go there on Friday night, and that was my time to get away from a crying baby. My wife had her night where she would do yoga, and we agreed one night a week we would do what we wanted to do. And Scottish Rite was just enough time for me to really engage and be active in the fraternity, but not have to feel like it was overwhelming, where I'm going to numerous meetings over the course of the month, like a Blue Lodge and some of the other independent bodies. So that's something you'll find. You'll find a brother that just wants to just be social, has no interest in anything that's going on. And they could be like, hey, we're going to put a brand new refrigerator in. He doesn't care. He's just like, so what do you think about the 49ers? What do you think about the Giants? What do you think about the Yankees? What do you think about this tennis player? How do you feel about like what's going on in our community? He just wants to talk and have fellowship and just really enjoy the company of another brother. Okay, I've went on with a lot of the personality types you'll find in C. With that being said, I know I probably missed some. I might do a follow-up video on this. If you have a brother personality that you're like, Freemasonry Report, you totally missed this one, leave it in the comments below. Click like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're on Patreon. You can go support us that way so we can get some better bells and whistles. You can read our blogs and our blog articles. We have a couple new ones out about quotes from famous Masons. Benjamin Franklin is one, so check that out if you want to. A lot of good stuff. We're going to be adding more on. So with that being said, be safe, be healthy, and of course, enjoy our fraternity.